I thought we were in good control in the opening 30 minutes of the game, and then they had some really good moments, in the closing part of the first half. And then I thought we were in good control of the game in the second half, and had some very good chances. In particular, the one that fell to Salter and then the one that fell to Morelli twice. But all credit, good goalkeeping, and they basically played for that chance that Shaw scored, and I thought he took it well.
And we saw John Morelli come off the pitch late in the game. Wondering if you have any updates on him, or maybe what at least was troubling him.
I don't know. Doesn't look good, but I haven't spoken to medical staff yet. They're still attending to him, still trying to see what's wrong.
Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you very much, Benedict. We'll now go to Brandon Q from Canucks at Home and Abroad.
Thanks there, Thomas. Hey, Stephen. Just best of luck to Joao first with that injury. Wanted to ask you maybe about the strikers this afternoon. Just obviously you guys had a couple of chances, just didn't take them, as you said earlier. Just maybe thoughts on that, how that whole unit played today.
Well, you're away from home, and we tried very much to control the tempo of the game. I thought when we got into good positions down the left side, our delivery was not very good. And then when we did get in the chance with Salter, the keeper came up with 2 saves, and then again on another save off of Joao. But yeah, overall they caused some problems, but it was a very evenly balanced game, and as I said, they took their chance in their opportunity, and we didn't.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Stephen, and good luck next week.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brandon. That's currently the only questions we have on the virtual side of things. I'd like to open the floor to the room, and we'll start with Gord Smith from TSN 1200.
Thanks, Thomas. Coach, by the time Ottawa scored, you could have been up 2 or 3-0. You've obviously referenced the goalkeeper in his play, but is a lot of that down also to sort of early season scenarios where strikers really haven't hit the ground running? It's a lot easier for defences to maybe be a little bit more compact, not allow as much space in the box that you might find as the season progresses.
Yeah, I think a little bit of that, and the turf was very gummy, so things were a little bit bumpy, a little bit sticky. Yeah, but that being said, it was a combination of a little eagerness to finish, especially the one with Salter and Joao. They could have gone high, but easy for me to say I'm on the bench. And then Ingram pulled off a beautiful save. But yeah, it's a little bit of not being in early season, not being in at your best for both teams. Yeah.
Follow up, Gold?
Good, yeah, thank you.
Anyone else in the room like to ask a question? Just a reminder whilst we're here as well for the people who have recently joined us by Zoom, if you would like to ask a question, please remain muted until then, but raise your hand and we will come to you. Would you like to ask a question?
Yeah. We saw how good Morelli was last season here against Ottawa. What do you think that Ottawa was able to do effectively today to shut him down?
The goalkeeper did. I mean, really, he's usually clinical from that position there. But again, all credit, good goalkeeping. Good goalkeeping, and they kept him quiet. But I told him, I said, you're going to get probably 2 chances in the second half. You need to be patient and just be ready for it. And he did. He got 3 actually, and unfortunately he didn't score any. And he got injured, which is it's more of a concern for me than him not scoring for. I never like to see a player get injured.
How much of a concern is that? How much of a blow is that for the team if it turns into a long-term thing?
Well, I mean, mentally it will be painful for the players. They are all in the dressing room very worried. no, as I said, nobody wants to see a teammate get injured or anybody get injured badly. But again, we'll see what happens medically.
I think, Stephen, if we could, and I'd just like to ask one question myself. A lot was made in the pre-match about your ability to attack down the wings and cause people problems, but we saw some great intricate play through the middle, carving through Ottawa at times. Was that part of your pre-match training? Were you looking to sort of exploit maybe something in the middle of the park as well as the obvious offensive abilities you have down the wings?
Yeah, we thought we could. Once we stretched them, we could go through the middle a little bit, and at times, as I said, the gummy pitch kind of slowed that attack down through the middle because it's the crowdest part of the pitch. But I thought even when we got wide in good position, especially down the left side, the young man was a little bit too eager with his deliveries, and we didn't take advantage of it.
Yeah, that was definitely a tough one for us because Morelli is such a big person in this team and for the fans and everyone. So I know at home they're feeling it, but he'll be back. He'll be fine. And yeah, it was really tough to see him stretch it off like this.
What did you see in the 90 minutes?
I thought we did well for majority of the game. I thought that they did well. Actually, it was overall a good game from both teams. They played well on the counter attack and they got the winning goal. Credit to their keeper for making a couple of saves out there. Normally, Morelli gets in that position and for sure it's a goal. And today, Nathan Ingham stepped up.
Go to Paul Smith from TSN 1200.
And with regards to that point, you probably played in tons of games where your goalkeeper's been in that form. When it's the opposition goalkeeper that's playing as if he's a brick wall, it must be so frustrating when you're creating chances, you just can't finish.
Yeah, definitely. As I said, he definitely stepped up for that team today, and yeah, they came through on the other end for him now, and they win the game, and that's how football is. Sometimes you don't take your chances, and it comes back to bite you in the end.
No, we're good, thanks.
Any other questions in the room? And a reminder to those joining us by Zoom, please raise your hands for any questions you may want. Yes.
You're off to play Pacific after today's game. What lessons do you learn from today? How do you bounce back for next week?
Oh, well, definitely we go back home. Tomorrow we get off and we go back to work on Monday. And yeah, we'll watch some video and see what we can work on and prepare for the next game ahead. Definitely Pacific is going to be a tough one, but we have to pull through and keep working and get better.
Maybe just on the goal you conceded, you feel like you could have been better defensively. I know it was a great run from Tissot before the cross, and then perfect header. But what could you have done differently?
No, for sure we could have definitely done better. From starting from Tissot, as you said. I think he cut through us too easy, and for myself and probably some other guys too, we should have probably fouled him. But we can only say that after the fact because they scored. But definitely we could have been better defensively, whether it be pressure on the ball, don't let him cross, stuff like this, or foul, as I said. And yeah, as I said before to the other question, we go back home and we watch some video and we see what we can work on and we come back stronger.
Any other questions in the room? I think I'll just ask you one to finish it off, if that's all right. You said it was a very good matchup today. There was Ottawa had some chances as well as you having many chances as well. If you compare and contrast that to the encounters you had with Ottawa last year, do you see a natural progression in the kind of side that you faced today?
I think Ottawa last year was not as bad as the table showed in the end of the season. I think they did create a lot. They just weren't scoring. They weren't as ruthless in front of goal. And you see it from Malcolm Shaw today. He probably gets one chance today himself and he scores it. And that's the difference with the Ottawa from last year and this year. And credit to them for bringing in pieces like Ollie Bassett. I give that guy credit because he definitely ran the show for them today and he stepped up.
And finally, if you just sort of again reflecting back on the performance, where do you think, because you had a very strong game down the wings as well as through the centre of the park yourself with a standout performance, where do you think you could make those minor adjustments to be able to come out with more next time you come?
Yeah, game 2. we won the first game, and yeah, definitely some stuff to work on. I thought that we were solid from majority of the game, but this doesn't win you the game. In the end, you have to score your chances, and I think that's the only thing that we missed today. Defensively, I think we can probably do better. And as I said, we're gonna go home and look at some video and try to work on some things to be tighter and stronger and come back for the next one.
I think that there are some moments of, although the game was an equal game, I felt that it was a game with different games inside the game, in which first half we were better, we have the clearer situations, but it's true that the first 20 minutes of second half, until we started to switch the players and look for this new energy, we were a little bit flat. But still, this is one of the good things of the team, that we have people from the bench that can give us a best level than the one that is on that moment on the field, and it's part of the reading of the match. We cannot put all in from start. So in some moments we have to leave something in the bench, some players that can make this impact during the game. And also we find it today, players that came out brought this new energy to the team, and I think that we control quite well the last 20 minutes of the game.
Yeah, just with regards to, Drew Becky obviously coming out through suspension and Acosta coming in, I thought his performance today was terrific. And outside of the goalkeeper, who ended up being our man of the match, I thought Acosta was terrific defensively. And going forward as well, on the ball he played into the box, you couldn't have placed it there any better on Shaw's head for the winning goal.
Yeah, well, I think that Miguel did a good game. I think that we know that in some positions we have players with similar level. In other positions, I still feel that there is a gap within some players. But I think Miguel give us a lot of good attitude. He's an aggressive player, a player that makes like this atmosphere of competitiveness grow. And I'm happy that Miguel was in the starting 11 on the last week. Now he's in the second week, and he did a quite good match. So the idea is this, to create this competitiveness between the players, so that the level of the team grows up, and at the end of the day, we are better each day. So happy for Miguel, happy for also other players that are pushing from the bench, and they are looking for an opportunity in the starting 11.
AJ? What does it mean just to start the season with 2 wins in terms of morale with the group?
I think that of course, we have to be proud of it. I don't know if it's the first time in the history of the club. I'm not sure, totally sure. But the reality is that I felt that the players didn't know what was the feeling of winning 2 games in a row. So mentally, we have to work on this. Although the last season, most of the players are new, but we still have like this ghost of the last season. And we have to work on the mentality of the players, so that they start to think with a winning mentality, and they have to create the circumstances so that the team win consistently each week. I think that what I said last week, the defensive part is very important, because another day that we have a clean sheet, that we didn't receive goals. So every day that we do like a little bit more with this good work in defense, we will be capable to win. But still, we have a lot of work to do. We know that the team has to improve in some moments of the game, and we will work for it. But from a victory, that always gives you an extra push.
And for a new goalkeeper coming in here in Nathan Ingham, for him to start with back-to-back shutouts and to play the way he did today, how big is that for your group?
I think that everybody has to give us to the team, and Nate came here to make a difference. Last year he was a great season for Nate, and today he did a great match. I think that in some moments he did 2 saves that keep us in the game. So I think that it's important that we have players in all positions that can give us this extra point. And I'm happy also for Nate, and I'm happy for all the team, because this job of the clean sheet is not only from the goalkeeper, it's about the work of everybody.
Maybe still on that, on some of those chances, personally, I thought it was sure the ball would go in. Were you surprised at some of the saves, or you knew you were confident you could still stop those clear chances?
Yeah, I see him training every day. I know what he's capable to do. He's a very explosive player, goalkeeper. We know that on the goal, he's a player that he's very, very good. He has good talent behind the goal. So no, I wasn't surprised of these situations because I see daily how he works. Also, Sean is doing a great job because Sean is part of the good level of Nate. Sean is pushing a lot in the training session. He's doing a great job working hard, and this is making that the level of Nate is going up. So this is what we have to create in all the positions, so that at the end of the day, the benefit is for the team.
And I know in modern football, fullback seems more important than ever. How key was that run from Max Tissot to decide at that moment to go forward and to create the goal after that?
Well, I think it was a tactical game. They had a clear plan to play in the inside channel, to put a lot of players there. And we have the clear idea that we wanted to play in the outside channels and use the outside channels to create the superiorities. So at the end of the day, the result was for us. So I think that we did a little bit more to win the game. Key points: the wingers, the wing backs. Of course, they are players that have to be very important in our attack. But still, some of them, they haven't played for a long time in that position, and they are starting to understand what are the demands of that position. But still, I think that they are doing a great job. Max is understanding perfectly what we want. He created a lot of danger in this first half with a lot of situations of 2v1 with Verhoeven. And also Balou, he has his moments during the game. I felt that today he was better than the last game, that he has done one step forward. So we have to continue with this, and we have to improve them so that they are more comfortable and they have clearer ideas of what we want each day.
You mentioned earlier working towards a change in mentality of the team. How long is that change taking? Like, could you see it next week, or is it more of a full season project?
Yeah, I think it's a long project. You cannot see it in 2-3 weeks. Of course, we have tried to build this mentality and this identity from the start of the preseason. But still, I think that when the players start to see that they are in the high positions of the league, they will start to be more confident, and this mentality will be more inside of each one. But I think that we will approach it soon. I hope that soon, that we keep on this good line of results. And as I say, we are in a boat that have like two flags: the results of the performance. At the moment, we are having like more results than performance, but still the boat is moving. So it's going to be easier to find the good performance and the performance that we are looking for if we continue with a good result, no doubt.
Right, we're going to open up the room to those on Zoom at the moment, and we'll go to Benedict Rose from cantiel.ca.
Thank you, Carlos. You mentioned Zach Verhoeven. He last year he played a lot more as a right fullback, but you started him as a left winger today. What did you see from him there, and why do you see him maybe as a player who can play higher up the pitch like that?
Well, I think that Zach, he has this talent of creating situations in small spaces. I think he has good use of the two legs, and that he can give things to the team in that position. But this doesn't mean that he will play in another moment in another position. One of the things that I look in the squad is players that have this adaptability to play in different positions and to develop during the season.
And your team also limited Halifax a lot of shots from outside the box as well. How important was that to not let them get good quality scoring chances?
Well, I think that we are working on that. The most important thing is that the other team doesn't threaten us too much. I think that they only threaten us in certain moments of the game, maybe in the first minutes of the second half. But my feeling is that although in some moments they had the possession and the control with the ball, we were also comfortable, and it was a similar situation that last round against Cavalry, that they had the ball, but we were comfortable in that moments without the ball. So I think that what I say, we have to try to be the more competitive as possible, and we have to try to be comfortable in different scenarios during the game.
Thanks, Carlos.
Thank you, Benedict. Then we'll go to Brandon Q from Canucks Abroad. And
Thanks, Thomas. Hey, Carlos. Congratulations on the win today.
Thank you.
I just wanted to ask about your striker partnership up top between Brian Wright and Malcolm Shaw. We saw last week Brian scoring from the penalty spot after after one of the wingers created a penalty. We saw this week that Miguel Acosta with the cross up to Malcolm to score the goal. Just wondering what you've seen from both your strikers this season and how effective they've been playing together.
Yeah, I think that they are very complementary strikers. I think that they have been, of course, time along playing together, so they understand how they have to move together and play like a pair. And I'm happy. I'm happy with the performance. At the end of the day, they are giving us goals, and this is converting the situation in points, in 3 points each time they score. So I'm happy with the work that they are doing defensively. I'm happy with the situation that they are creating. During the week, we worked on these crossing situations, and the goal came in a very similar situation that we were working on. So just happy and trying to focus on what we have to improve so that we can continue developing the team and continue having good results.
Very good. As coach mentioned, there's sometimes in the game that we might not have possession, but I don't feel like they get scoring opportunities off that. So I think that's big. Starting with 2 clean sheets is a big one. I think there's still some fine tuning to do offensively in our decision making and stuff, but to start the way we started, I don't think we can ask for a better way to kick it off this year.
And describe the first goal from your point of view. You played a big part in it before Miguel got that ball in for Malcolm.
Yeah, it started off from a broken play where we won the ball. Sissoko played it down the line. I think it grazed Kevin, came to my feet, and skipped a couple challenges. Was able to play it to Miguel, who played a wonderful ball into the box, and a good finish by Malcolm. So it didn't start in a classic building situation, but we made the most of it, and I think it's credit to our team this year.
Good. Max, you're playing in that position on that left side where you're the one that's been asked to do the work up and down on that left-hand side. Defenders forward, attackers. How easy is it for you to read and recognise when you have to go? Because the last thing you want to do is leave that space exposed behind you. Is that something that over the years, as a player and experience you've now got, that you're comfortable knowing that the decision you're making every single time is right to go forward?
Yeah, it's a good point. If it becomes a transition game, I kind of get caught in between situations. So like you said, I need to read it accordingly and go forward when I can. I think we did a better job today of when the ball went out wide on the right, we were able to sometimes get it out of there and create an opportunity on my side. So, I think if we're able to attack one side, kind of get it through the middle and go to the other side, we'll create good chances. And I think we saw a bit more of that today.
And just to follow with regards to your sort of own personal experience history-wise, you played football here in Ottawa already. We all know that. It's well documented. You've also gone away and played other one championships at other locations. But how special for you personally is it to come to play in your own hometown in a Canadian league for Canadian kids? How special must that feel?
It's very special. I get the chance to play in front of my friends and my parents, my family, every weekend when we play here. So it's great. Obviously, what happened with Fury was disappointing, but Ottawa deserves a team, and I'm very glad to be a part of it this year. I was sad when things didn't work out for Fury in 2019, but very, very happy to be back.
Maxime.
Salut.
On t'a pas vu jouer beaucoup dans les 2 dernières années, peut-être qu'il y a des années de COVID et à l'extérieur. Et puis, mais il me semble que là, tu viens d'avoir 2 départs de suite. Et puis, il me semble que tu as l'air beaucoup plus à l'aise sur le terrain que la dernière fois que tu as joué avec le Fury. Qu'est-ce qui a changé le plus chez toi depuis ce temps-là?
Quand j'ai joué avec le Fury la dernière fois, c'était en 2019, je revenais d'une grosse blessure. Je suis revenu en été, en 2019, puis ça m'a pris du temps à reprendre du rythme. Cette année, le fait d'avoir une pré-saison complète, d'avoir des matchs, d'enchaîner des matchs, ça a fait beaucoup de bien. Puis ouais, 2 départs de suite. Le corps se sent bien. Physiquement aussi, le souffle, tout va bien. Donc, Je touche du bois, mais j'espère que ça continue comme ça. Puis, je fais le travail à l'extérieur du terrain pour demeurer prêt puis pour rester en santé.
Sinon, peut-être en première demi, je sais que tu étais plus impliqué offensivement. En deuxième, il n'y a pas beaucoup de jeux avec Verhoeven. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé dans ta tête en deuxième demi là, quand tu as fait ta montée qui a mené au but? Qu'est-ce que tu as vu sur le terrain? Tu t'es dit cette fois-là, c'est à moi de pousser plus par là.
Ouais, mais je suis un peu allé avec l'instinct. Généralement, je suis plus un joueur de couloir dans notre système. Puis c'est peut-être une des seules fois dans le match où j'ai été amené à entrer à l'intérieur. On dirait à chaque fois que je faisais une action, il y avait un autre joueur de leur équipe qui s'en venait. Donc, je devais faire une autre action. Je me suis ramassé au milieu du terrain. Mais ouais, j'ai joué le ballon à Miguel. Puis Miguel a mis un très, très beau centre pour Malcolm, qui a mis une très belle tête. Ouais, je pense que on a eu plus de succès peut-être en deuxième du côté de Balou avant qu'il soit remplacé. Mais c'est bon à avoir une genre de stabilité où on peut attaquer à gauche comme à droite. Puis je pense qu'on a vu ça aujourd'hui.
Peut-être de ce que Ingham a apporté à ce match-là, au moins 3 beaux arrêts, dont 2 qu'on était certain que ça poussait au fond du filet. De toi sur le terrain, comment est-ce que tu percevais ces actions-là puis les arrêts?
Ouais, c'est le genre d'action où, au moment où il se passe, t'es comme ah non, ça se peut qu'il y ait un but ici. Puis Nate a sorti, comme tu as mentionné, trois très beaux arrêts. On a fait de très beaux aussi la semaine dernière. Donc, il nous donne une chance de gagner le match, puis il nous garde dans le match. C'est le travail d'un gardien, mais il fait très, très bien depuis le début, puis c'est un très bon gardien.
Carlos, tu parlais de la réaction dans le vestiaire. Il disait que c'est un peu comme si l'équipe n'avait jamais remporté deux matchs d'affilée. J'ai regardé vite fait sur Internet, puis je pense que c'est la première fois que l'Atlético Ottawa remporte 2 matchs d'affilée. De faire partie de ça, puis de voir que peut-être une culture gagnante qui s'installe, à quel point c'est grand pour les partisans de l'Atlético.
Oui, c'est énorme. Je pense qu'Ottawa le mérite. Avec mes années que j'ai passées ici au Fury aussi, on n'a pas eu le succès qu'on aurait voulu. Mais on est ici pour faire ça. On a fait de très belles acquisitions durant l'entre-saison. Je pense qu'on le voit sur le terrain. Mais regarde, ça fait seulement 2 matchs, il en reste 26, plus les séries. Donc, on ne s'en porte pas trop, mais c'est un très, très bon début de saison pour nous.
Your coach talked about the ghosts of previous seasons and shaking those off in the first couple of weeks. Is that something you've experienced from your perspective as a player?
I mean, I guess you kind of hear from the guys that were here last year that, well, obviously they don't want to go through that again. But I haven't felt like it's been bad or negative in any way in our environment. I think it's been pretty good. The players that were here last year talk a lot about how different it is this year. And we can see it, I guess, with the first 2 results, and hopefully we can keep it going.
Yeah. Outside of obviously the results in the field, what has the difference been in the locker room?
Well, I think we have a lot of experience in the locker room. Nate, myself, I'm on my 10th year now in professional soccer. So I think having that experience with Drew, with Carl Howarth as well, I think it just brings a breath of fresh air, and I think it's been very welcomed.
Thank you very much. All right, we'll now go to Zoom questions. We'll start with Brandon Q from Connect Abroad and home. Take it away.
Thanks for talking to Maxim. Just want to ask, how's it like playing with a guy like Nate, who you just mentioned there, just in the defensive unit? Just how compact you guys look today?
Yeah, he's been great. Like I mentioned, I think he gives us a chance to win every game. We made some big saves today that kept us in it, and off the field as well, he's been a huge part. So all credit to him.
Appreciate it for the answer and félicitations, Maxim, and good luck next week.
Merci beaucoup.
We have no questions left in the Zoom room, but I'll just end with one myself, Maxim, if that's okay. Ottawa last year had many issues at the back, from some disciplinary issues and then also injuries that disrupted that backline constantly. You had Drew Becky removed from the backline today due to his suspension, but you've still got a stability in the other 4 players, including yourself, who remain. You're a pro, you've been one for 10 years. How important is it to retain a solid foundation at the back with a consistent back 4 and goalkeeper together?
Yeah, it's very important. Obviously, it's unfortunately what with this Drew suspension. But you see Miguel come in today and do a tremendous job, gets an assist, was solid at the back. I think we have a deep team, and everyone will be counted on with CPL rosters being at 23 players, capped at 23 players. With injury suspensions, we'll need everyone, and everyone who stepped in thus far has been great. So we'll need that all year.
You mentioned experience there amongst the squad as well. You're someone with an extensive resume yourself. It's a very new squad. You had that preseason together, but still, this is only really your second competitive game together. How important is it that the likes of yourself and the other experienced players in the team demand more from the squad every single day?
Yeah, I think it's very important. I've said this a lot, but CPL isn't necessarily a league with young players, but it's a league with players that don't have that much experience. So to have players that have played in different leagues and that have played with the national team, for example, I think it brings a lot to certain teams. I was part of that at Fours last year, where we had a lot of experience, and I think we have that this year as well. So it's the leadership group to push everyone, and no, I think it's been good thus far.
I have one more.
Yeah.
Just based on your experiences at Ford, do you think this is a team that has what it takes to challenge them and be right at the top of the league all year long?
Yeah, I sincerely do. I think Forge has been the standard of the league for the last 3 years, and all credit to them. I think they have a wonderful staff and wonderful players, but I think we can match that. We have the leadership group that we need. We have good young players as well, so I think we can be a surprising team this year for sure.